you could go. They could go for Radiance on this Lifestealer if they really wanted to. That could be an option here. We'll see what they end up doing. I'm curious. We haven't seen Lifestealer for a while. Is he going to go Armlet Deso? Is he going to even get an Armlet? Is he going to get the new SNY? There's Basher on the agenda. What does he feel like he needs to survive against the Void? Or survive against the Axe? I'm interested to see what Raven does this game. But at least he'll have some more ways to fight. I guess all of his carries so far have been kind of fighting carries, right? Monkey King, PA, Lifestealer. He hasn't actually been playing the greediest carries necessarily. But I think this will be, to me, the true test for JT in this series. The Naga, he had a super easy game. His game plan was really straightforward. Didn't have to do anything flashy. The Lone Druid game, pretty solid in lane, but not really that many rotations or decision-making for that hero. But the Void in this game is going to be very important in terms of how he plays. And that's going to be very decisive for this game as a whole. How well he places the Chronos, what kind of farm he gets, finding the right targets. Because there are a bunch of ways that things could go wrong here. If he plants a Chrono and then he gets terrorized out of it, or there's a Cold Embrace or Winter's Curse, or he gets Yulesed or something, that's really big trouble. So I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, I imagine Invoker's playing EXO. Yeah, check this out. Don't think he's going to try for a Midas or anything, but definitely playing the EXO build here.
This pleases the master.
And it all comes down to this. Game 3. Net actually helped Mineski qualify into the qualifiers here through opens. And it would be very funny if he was the one to kind of play spoiler to them here. Not that he's knocking them out of the competition, but still. Sentry Ward mid lane. Okay, interesting. I guess it's got a long duration and a big AoE, so if the enemy support is dumb and comes forward and puts down their ward, just an easy D ward for your mid lane. KT with the double stout shield, very much signaling that he is planning on cutting this wave here.
That wasn't too bright.
Yeah, we've had some fun back and forth in the lobby. All of these players kind of know each other. Ohio was saying something about... Oh, hold that thought. We got some action. Net getting zapped down. KP running away. Has been slowed up. Raven with the open wounds already skilled. They've got the Arctic Burn onto everybody. Pylai die. Just man fighting, but he's not that tanky. Needs to be careful. Febby's helping out with the Fire Spirits. KP already skilling up the counter Helix. Unwilling to really do anything else here as JT. Alright, doesn't manage to get the first bounty rune at bottom, but he jumps over the top of Ohio with the Time Walk, and it does manage to grab a tertiary bounty rune for the team. Nice little start for them there. This time around, they're not going to be running the full tri-lane. Pylai is going to be coming over towards mid lane initially, looking to zone out this Lina, being very careful not to aggro the range creep. Ooh, Pi is playing this so nicely up. Wasn't quite able to stay out of the range creep's clutches there. But, alright, bit of free damage, get some denies in. How long is he going to actually stick around here is my question. Maybe one more Ether Shock? Needs to be careful not to feed First Blood. That would be a complete waste of everything that he's worked towards so far here. KP, alright. Tango's a little bit deeper into the trees. Has a salve. Not popping it just yet, okay. Is he going to salve and then just go for the wave? Is that the plan here? They are running a full tri-lane to try and shut down this Axe, so Ohio kind of out on his own down bottom, but doing just fine so far, actually. And building up some Retaliate stacks. KP's trying to cut, but two supports are keeping tabs on him. Needs to be careful. Does have the TP out. I think he just wants this full wave, and then maybe he'll go for the TP. More spins, please. Oh, I totally missed First Blood at bottom. Oh, no. Pylai die. How? Of course I should have been looking at Pylai die, but now KP's dead. He just suicided the tower. Okay. Oh, lane getting gone on by Febby. Wants this kill. Dove all the way through. Now Febby just gonna go for the TP out. Okay. Not a whole lot of stuns in this Lotac tri-lane, unfortunately, so We are going to be seeing Mineski kind of playing pretty bold, but Ohio doing fantastically on his Centaur so far. Is this going to be super fast ring of health for him, or what's the plan? Yeah, all right, super fast ring of health on this Centaur. 2 minutes Moon. Ooh, big damage onto the Lina. Doing quite nicely at mid lane. 8 and 5 for the Lina's 7 and 0. Making sure to get that quas regen up in between last hits. Get some nice sustain going. Oh, and Ohio with an invis, actually. Oh, and JT uses the time walk. I think Ohio could have stuck a little bit more damage on him there. Oh, Nat gonna go for the courier snipe again. 2 times in the same series. Very nice. And now gonna be running down bottom. Highlight Eye playing up pretty far here. Does need to be careful. He's gonna get smacked down by these retaliate stacks if he's not careful. Alright, KP just pulling creeps into creeps, farming those creeps. We've seen this a million times. Axe is always going to get guaranteed farm with the wave cutting, just needs to make sure that he has an impact kind of after that. Yeah, so it does feel like Mineski are sort of playing for Cataclysm this game. Big Chronos and Cataclysm, and we'll have to see how Lotac can deal with that. That'd be not really getting a ton of experience over here with KP cutting the wave. And Ohio able to be such a bully. And with him bullying forward, we can get these side pulls going for net. So this is going to be some good experience coming in for him, potentially. This might actually be the best early game that Lotac have had out of all 3 of these games so far. I mean, even the Lifestealer is able to sustain pretty well under the tower. So as far as heroes go to kind of deal with this on the carry position, he's doing just fine. He's equal with the Void on CS. He's pretty much getting free farm. So yeah, I mean, even though the Centaur is being such a big bully, Void is still getting good farm. Though the Centaur has 17 creeps, so he's doing quite well. And now Febby is mid. Doesn't really feel like he has a place to play. Going for some kind of a gank here. Ling is looking for something though. They get the slow onto Moon, but Lina was not in a position to run forward for the stun. A little bit of a miscommunication, so... Alright, just ends up being some harassment, and straight back to top lane it goes. Actually, a bit of a fake out perhaps. Net coming in now. Sunstrike, is it going to connect? No. Lina able to run forward and dodge it. Febby doing his best to save with a dive and some fire spirits, but that is going to end up being a nice little kill. All 3 of them getting credit, in fact, so only 50 gold apiece. JT has bought up a ring of health here, so I don't want this to be a battle fury for him, to be honest. I really think he needs to just be kind of getting like a Mask of Madness Shadow Blade going and just get non-stop kills with the Chronosphere, setting up for Sunstrikes, but looks like he's going to be taking a slightly more reserved approach with this game. Mineski might feel like they're the ones with the better late game this time around, and that has been the case so far this series, that it's actually kind of come down more to the late game matchups than anything. Mineski had it in game 1. Turned out I was wrong. Lotac were the ones that had it in game 2. I thought the Alchemist had that game in the bag, but turned out the matchups were not very good for him. And all right, not gonna get forced away from bottom, from mid lane. Sorry. Yeah, I think I like Mineski's lineup a little bit more in the later stages this time around. Raven is just going to be going for the armlet, so no signs of a Radiance or anything this game. Febby going to tank a Cursed Crown, but going to be okay. Net can't really do that much. Gets the root up, but now Pilot Eyes come over here. Is this going to be a free Sunstrike kill? It's actually available right now, but are they just going to give it to the supports? Net's going for the Shrine. Still no Sunstrike. Moon missing out on a little bit of an opportunity there. I guess he thought that they had the kill, and instead Net just gonna heal right back to full. KP still just cutting this wave up top. Is there much point in going for the full Vanguard this game? Maybe he can just leave it as the Ring of Health early on, and then get a slightly faster Blink Dagger. Oh, fall onto Ling. They do have the dunk available, just needs to do a little bit more damage. He doesn't have the Arctic Burn. KP not going to get the dunk off. He's tangoing his way through everything. Ling's still running. KP not willing to dive the tower. Just going to go back to farming. That was so close. Ohio also getting driven away from the lane. Nope. Did he spot Moon there? don't know if they would have seen each other, but... Alright. Still just farm stations. About it for now. Ohio has picked himself up a bracer. It looks like he wants Vanguard Blink. KP, I like this. He's queued up the Blink Dagger. Looks like he's not going to be going for the full Vanguard. It's not amazingly useful this game necessarily. I think it might even be better to just get a pipe a little bit later on. So there you go. Moon is going for Wraith Bands here on his Invoker. Interesting, interesting. I guess kind of helps with farm. A little bit of a replacement for getting an Aquila on this hero, but this does look very weird. He is going full Exort build. You do sometimes see Invoker players against Lina going for this point in Wex at level 7 so that they can go for hold that thought. Looks like Moon's kind of dead here. Yeah, Laguna Blade to the face. Does get a little bit of damage out, but he's gone. They are coming in looking for some kind of counter initiation. JT does manage to get the Chronosphere over onto the Lina, but do they actually have the damage for this? That nerfed dive not really slowing him down too much. Highlight still chasing. He still wants it, but doesn't want to run up that hill blindly. Oh man, that was such a big rotation for Mineski, and they got nothing. They brought all 3 of their bottom lane over here, popped a Chrono, and didn't actually get a single kill. This is what I'm talking about. This is going to be, for me, a very telling game for JT on this Faceless Void. What kind of impact can he have? How is he using this Chronosphere? And KP, alright, did decide to just go for the Vanguard at the end of the day. Looks like he's just being kind of uninterrupted over here at top. Nobody's really coming to contest him or anything. Ohio can pick up his Vanguard now if he wants it. Debbie, alright, just farming against Net over at mid. Moon is going to be picking up some treads and is just now heading into the jungle, start farming up a little bit more. Yeah, so I think the only reason that Moon doesn't go for the point in Wex this game is because if he steps up to try for the snap NATO meteor combo on the Lina, then I think he's just going to die to a support rotation. So easier for him to just get more points in Exort and just rely on Sunstrike. KP getting going on here. 4-man gank for him. Sunstrike attempted on the Ling, but not going to land. He just flapped his way over the trees. KP pretty tanky, but will be brought down eventually, and that will be Ohio grabbing the kill. And Pilot Eye also dying down bottom. Lina rotating around. It was just an illusion rune. Nothing too fancy, but finds an easy kill. Alright. Now setting up for some bounties, and there's a double damage waiting at bottom. Mid lane is getting pushed in somewhat by Moon. Doesn't have a Bassi or anything, so not the fastest pressure on the tower. And I think he's just going to be going for Ags at this point. He does have that point in Wex now to look for this snap tornado meteor kill. That's what he's looking for on Net right this second. Net trying to juke and jive around. Sunstrike attempted. Now he doesn't have the tornado. And looks like that might actually just be okay. Snap finally comes out. They do manage to get the battle hunger onto him. It looks like he's dead. Tornado coming through. Centaur Stampede trying to keep him alive, but KP calls him up, dunks him down. Nice easy kill and a little bit more progress towards his Blink Dagger. But still, 5-kill lead in Lotac's favor, 2k net worth, 1k experience. Lifestealer already has his armlet, so he's just rotated down here to start putting pressure on the Void, who is still looking towards this Battle Fury build. I feel like this is just going to come out so slowly, and Ohio's already got his Blink, making some plays. High going to be brought down, just gets right-clicked to death. And Lotac definitely beating Mineski to the punch in terms of these early rotations. The Axe Blink Dagger is going to come up soon, and we'll see if KP can fire back, but with the build that the Void is going for, I don't think he's really going to be getting involved all that much. Yeah, if he does choose to start rotating around, I would like to see the 1 point in the time dilation at least. Very helpful against some of these. Ooh. Alright, nice. JT manages to force out the rage there, threatening. Now this time around he can actually go in for the damage. They've got the meatball, they've got the Sunstrike, but he gets the infest! Raven's fine. Mineski, this is just a botched job of a gank. They rotate their Invoker, they use the Chronosphere, and they just don't get it. And they lose Pi in the mid lane. Alright. So Ohio is like 2 for 2 on Blink Dagger rotation so far. KP's only just now gotten his Blink. He's looking for Net, who is kind of juking him in the trees. They even scan trying to find him, but it looks like Net has just managed to fog him just fine. And yeah, Mineski, I think they gotta be a little bit worried. Raven's farming his way towards this Deso. It's gonna be a big timing for him. Lina, is that already the completed Yule's Scepter? Looks like it might be. KP is gonna be grabbing this tower up top now. Make sure to grab that last hit. But he's mostly pressured, and if he's just showing on a lane with his Blink Dagger, he's not really doing anything. Ohio goes jumping in bottom, hoping to find Febby. Doesn't manage to land the Stomp. Febby still has a dive to escape, so he's going to be okay. Just diving a little bit further away, still trying to soak some experience down here. Trying to figure out if they have any play here, but they really don't. Okay, Net does get brought down. KP picking up that first Blink Dagger kill, but Lotac just going to take out the tier 1 tower over on the bottom side. And now Raven TPing up top to go and grab that farm. Not really all that worried about the axe. I'm even opting for the 20 attack speed talent this game. A little bit faster farm. Not bothered with the 200 health. Oh, and I should give you guys net worth instead of last hits. There you go. Well, I want to look at net worth instead of last hits. Alright. Smoke up. Pilot Eye and Moon. I think this smoke would work a little bit better if KP was showing, but he's not. And they are just going to be looking for Ohio down bottom, but... Oh, instead, they see a Dragon Slave coming over the tree line, and Pi indicates that he wants that instead. Moon is hoping that Pi has to get this initiation. If you've got these spells invoked, you're not the one getting the catch. They just have to hope that Pi can walk forward and get a shackle. They get the vision with the Sunstrike, but Ohio just pops Stampede, and away he goes. And Moon just wants to get the hell out of there. Oh, that was pretty close. Pi just getting caught in the trees and dead once again. Oh, Chronosphere at mid. Alright, they do manage to kill off the Winter Wyvern. Tornado against Tornado, but Moon's still going to get caught out by the stun. The Terrorize fears him up. He does manage to get into the Ghost Walk, but Ohio's got the dust. But Pio playing so nicely on this Centaur, and Mineski, just all of these really crucial rotations that they're making with their cores, not really working out. JT is still just farming his way towards his Battle Fury, but 15 minutes in and doesn't really have a whole lot to show for it. Things are progress. So gonna get the call up. Nice Yules. Mass Serpent Ward's blocking off the ramp a little bit, but Raven just turns around and starts chunking down Pi. Cannot get through those wards, however, but just happy to take the long way around. They heal up the Lina, and everything is going to be a-okay. Nope. He's still looking for something here. No, he's not. He just blinks away. Alright. Well, I guess the game plan hasn't really changed for Mineski. You play for Cataclysm. Moon keeps farming, he gets an Ags, you play for Sunstrikes, you play for Cataclysm. You hope that this Void gets some farm. Bashing up Ohio at the moment, actually taking quite a bit of damage, even with the Vanguard. Of course, Time Lock is magical. Certainly helps. And Mineski have done a good job of maintaining a defensive line around their jungle. They can pretty much see every angle of approach into their side of the map. And looks like that's kind of the plan. They're turtling up. I think a lot of the time you would see that natural trade of like Lotac take control of the Radiant jungle and Mineski take control of the Dire jungle, but the dynamic this game is a little bit different. Mineski trying to just maintain control over their side of the map a little bit more. Though that's not going to help against this smoke from Lotac. Lifestealer infested up, doesn't have the Desolator just yet, but he's close. Ohio will be looking for this initiation, and it seems like Mineski unwilling to defend this mid-tier 1 tower. Just going to back up to farm positions and keep on going. The last couple of fights have not been kind to them, and the team fight from Lotac is very strong, especially with this Winter's Curses set up at the moment. Pi wanting to defend, though. Comes forward, puts a little bit of damage onto Ohio. He won't be able to blink out just yet, but he has it soon. Now they get the jump in call. Ohio gonna get cold embrace, still saved. KP not dead. Raven pops out. They're gonna drop the supernova in the middle of the fight, but Raven's right there looking for it. They finish it off. They use up the void. They get the stun out onto him. Can they burst JT? Yes, they can. And now the follow-up from Ling. Perfect positioning from this Winter Wyvern. Locks down 2 more with the curse. Axe is doing the best that he can, but it's just not enough. Moon now stomped down by Ohio. It's a 4-for-1 so far. KP will manage to find the secondary support. Puts him in the grave, but Cheon's still chasing for him. Ohio finds him. Blink against Blink, though, and Centaur Blink a little bit further on cooldown, so... Okay, ends up being a 4-for-2. Big win for Lotac. Not a ton of gold changing hands, but quite a bit of experience off of those core kills that they managed to grab. And they're just finding more and more pickoff items. Mineski, I don't know. It's if they wanted to take that fight, I think they needed to position themselves for it a little bit earlier. Or maybe try and come from this angle instead. But it did not look good at all. The egg was pretty far forward. I guess they didn't realize maybe that the Lifestealer was inside of the Centaur the entire time. Raven was very patient. Waiting to pop out. Saw the supernova, popped out, and saw that the Phoenix was committing to the fight. Popped out, and away he went. Oh. Net? I think he sees this gank coming, actually. Yeah, he knows that the void is around here. He's kind of baiting. Ohio's coming over. Alright. Bebby with the blink. Lifestealer with the ancient Prowler Shaman. Yeah, that's it. It's Pilot Eye's turn to go and hide over in the trees. Moon, only a couple hundred gold away from his Ags, but still a long way away from the Cataclysm. JT still 1,000 gold away from his Demon Edge. Just struggling to find any room on the map to farm in. KP's got a lot of gold, but Lotac have pretty much all itemized to kind of deal with him. They've got this Yules. Well, it's not even, Lena's itemization is pretty standard, but they're pretty well equipped to deal with Axe this game. So a farmed Axe is not that scary for them.
Structures are fortified.
I don't know. I don't think Mineski should have taken that fight. Just keep farming. Play for Cataclysm. Play for Sunstrikes. Play for this Battle Fury on Void. If you're gonna build Battle Fury on Void, then I don't think you should be taking these fights. Oh, they jump in, they find Pi. Pi is still wanting to kind of defend these a little bit, but getting caught out for it every single time. Moon. All right, 3 hits to. Oh. Well, it would have been 3 hits to finish off that tower, but it does get glyphed. And he's thinking about it. But no, Ling gonna get the deny. Can he go for this kill? His meatball's on cooldown. He used it on a wave earlier. So he has to either like alacrity right-click this to death, which I don't think he can do. Or he has to wait for the meatball. But okay, now instead he's just gonna keep you all the way back. Grab the Aghanim Scepter. Yeah, he meteored that wave, so couldn't go for that combo. Babby. Oh, Sentry Ward popped down. Lena just gonna take her leave there. KP sitting off map, farming jungle a little bit. They might have actually been looking for him here. Raven comes in, spots that this camp is being cleared. KP just gonna go blinking away, doesn't want anything to do with this bottom side of the map. Centaur is going for a pipe. Quite helpful against a lot of the Mineski damage. Pilot Eye still trying to just build Tranquils. Phoenix is going for a blink, is going to get stunned up. Can they finish this kill? Yes, they can. They had the Shadow Realm charging up the entire time, and Net will quickly secure that kill. Okay, so interesting build from Bebby going for this blink. It is going to allow him to very precisely position the egg relative to the Chrono. Still a little bit weird. Oh, alright, KP should be able to get this net kill pretty easily. Yep, drags him out of the Shadow Realm. And Moon will get that in the end. So when is Lotac's timing? EKB Lena? I don't think SNY Lifestealer is a really big item. They just need to kind of win a fight and take the Roche. I think that's probably the next step for them. Beyond that, not really too much going on necessarily. A couple of items being built here and there. They've got the Yules on the Dark Willow, but no other like super obvious timings. And JT finally has this battlefield. Oh god, they smoked on top of a ward. All right, this is it might not be too bad. It might not be too bad. What do they actually see? Oh my god, they don't see anything. Mineski, please don't go up any high grounds. Okay, they see net. They can see that net is suspicious of something. Shadow rounds. Ohio. Okay, he's gonna get jump called. They do get a Winter's Curse counter initiation. Raven gonna come running in, looking over towards Febby, but can't damage it just yet. He may have wasted this rage, in fact. Now he's in some trouble. JT gonna drop the Chronosphere down on top of him. They secure the egg. Raven in trouble. Gonna try an armor toggle for dear life, but he just gets bash locked into oblivion. Mineski, this is the kind of fight that they needed. They also get a follow-up kill onto net. Lena just couldn't find an angle to get in there. Wasn't really able to do a whole lot. Threw a Light Striker Ray and a Dragon Slave, but that was about the extent of it. I thought Lotac knew about that, but they just took the fight in a really weird place and kind of let Ohio get initiated on without everybody really being there. Kind of a weird Winter's Curse. Like, I guess it made sense to just Winter's Curse instead of just Cold Embracing, but that the Lifestealer popped out and then blew his rage trying to slap Phoenix, who was immune because he was just hitting the axe because of Winter's Curse. So certainly a powerful ability this game, but also got to be careful about how they use it. And Lotac, their lead, is going to get notched down just a little bit. And now level 15. Void is going to finally start climbing the charts as far as his net worth goes. Is also just going to be going for Battlefield, not a Battlefield, BKB here. Stout. KP, what are you up to? So we'll just kind of farm in jungle for now. He's going to be going for a BKB of his own. Certainly going to make life pretty difficult for this Lina in fights. And okay, Lotac, it's not exactly the game plan that I was talking about, but at least with Chronosphere down, they can kind of head into the pit. They're not having the easiest time of this, and Lina is actually getting bashed up. So instead, alright, they're just going to go running out. Febby with the blink, just going to escape nice and easy, and I don't know. Lotac looking a little bit lost as Mineski. Their game plan is kind of doing nothing at the moment, which is, I think, working out just fine for them. They're just pushing lanes and waiting. And continuing to farm on this Invoker and the Void. And it doesn't really seem like Lotac have been able to assemble anything to punish that. They haven't been able to get a successful smoke of their own in the last couple of minutes. They've got some vision around the place, but haven't really been able to smoke and gank to it at all. I pinging that there's a ward here, but doesn't want to try and de-ward it immediately. Maybe he'll wait for some Forge Spirits or something to go and deal with it. It does feel like Mineski is starting to take control of this a little bit. KP, he's got his BKB, he's going to be going for a Shadow Blade next, so we'll be able to continue looking for those pickoffs. Sunstrike scouting into the pit. Lotac did threaten to go in there earlier, but I guess just weren't feeling confident about their ability to actually commit in there. But the longer they wait, I think this game just gets harder. Void eventually gets BKB, like a proper damage item, and maybe an Aghanim Scepter. The Invoker is still scaling pretty nicely. They gotta do something. But instead, just waiting for this S and Y. Maybe the BKB on the Lina has to be the timing. Maybe that's when Lina can actually kind of commit to the fight and focus down the egg or something like that. But other than that, I'm just seemingly kind of content to keep on farming. Their supports do scale well. Dark Willow is certainly one of those heroes where if you get enough items, you can start to take over the game all by yourself. And I ranted about supports a little bit earlier at the beginning of this game during the draft, and I didn't even mention Winter Wyvern or Dark Willow. There are so many viable supports at the moment, it feels like. That might start to shake out a little bit once the meta settles down, and we might start to see kind of what this patch actually looks like, but for now, it seems like a great patch for supports. At least in terms of variability. Because it felt like last patch there were just some supports that weren't even playable at all. New Chen, I think, is also worth investigation for some teams. Hasn't really happened just yet, but I would imagine that in at least one of the qualifiers, we've probably got a Chen player somewhere with some strats up his sleeve. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of that. And Lotac, again, back to this kind of Roshan pit standoff. Everybody just hanging around here, watching the Lina farm. Dire scan reveals that there are heroes waiting up here, so Ohio's gonna go running forward, but doesn't go for anything else, just getting the D ward on the sentry. Still being scouted. JT comes cruising in with a time walk, but he's got his BKB now, and he's going to be going for a butterfly up next. So very much just focusing on the late game kind of 6-slot build. They get the jump in call onto net, look to focus him down, and that will be nice and easy for them. KP in a little bit of trouble, but there's actually got the turnaround. Ohio in the middle of these mass serpent wards, just getting burned down. JT goes jumping forward, looking to grab the backline. Won't even need to. Lotac just going to abandon those two heroes, and now it's actually Mineski who heads straight into the pit. They're bringing this down pretty quickly. There is the Winter's Curse. They need to be somewhat careful of that. Lina does not have the BKB just yet, so they're just going to leave it to the Void and the Invoker to do all the damage. KP running interference. They've got vision up on the high ground. They can see a little bit more here. As KP actually goes TPing down to... Wait, why did KP TP here? What's going on here? He has to run back to the fight now. All right, Febby, he gets the egg off. It's in a good position. This is a tough place for Lotac to fight. They have to try and disengage, but it sets up for the 2-man Chronosphere from JT. KP now finally arrives back on the scene. Lifestealer doesn't have the rage available anymore, so he's just going to get Sunstruck down. JT finds a double kill. This is the kind of chrono that we were looking for. They buy back on the Lina, so that's going to mean no BKB for a long time this game. Great dodge from KP, gets the BKB out just in time, ahead of the stuff. JT still has his Aegis available, so he's able to commit to this fight heavily, just right-clicking down Ohio. Now jumps over a little bit further. KP's got the mega kill, so he's going to be looking for even more. Double for him. Heals coming from Febby over the high ground, and Mineski seeming like this is really their game at this point. KP finding a triple. Over on the other side of the fight, they do end up losing Moon to Lina re-engaging, but I think he might just be dead here. Yeah, JT looking for another kill. The time walking a couple of seconds now. Hold the phone. Looks like this one might belong to KP. No, he didn't have enough mana for the dunk. Shame. But that is a dieback from Lina. That is a hugely won team fight for Mineski. But two for 6? So much. Oh my god, look at that experience change. That is crazy. 3k experience for Axe, 3k experience for Void, 3k for Phoenix, so some more levels coming up pretty quickly. Void getting his Time Walk cast range now. Whoop. On the other side, KP wanted this bounty rune. They're going to pay for it with the BKB charge, but not going to pay for it with his life. He's going to be okay. Oh man, that's just such a rough... I don't even... What was KP even doing TPing over here? What was going on there? But even without that, still really nicely done by Febby. He baited the Lina all the way down to low HP, put the Supernova in a good spot, forced Lotac to run away from it, and then that grouped them all up for the Void. Good patience from JT overall. Yeah, and now Lotac just kind of... I don't know. Do they have to wait out this Aegis? Maybe. I feel like they've missed their timing a little bit. Lina, even with the dieback, at least getting that kill on the Invoker is still relatively close to the BKB. Has the level 20 talent now as well. That's helpful. But I don't know if that's going to be turning any fights anytime soon. An Invoker, oof. So close on Moon to this all-important level 20. Just needs to soak this last little bit of experience. And wait. Oh, he needs level 21. What has he done here with the skill build? Did he mean to Ghost Walk, or did he mean to Cold Snap? I guess he meant to Ghost Walk. Okay, so he's maxed Wex instead of getting his 15 talent. So now he doesn't have Cataclysm at 20. That seems like a bit of a goof. Oops, Sunstrike bot. That's, well, surviving for 2 more seconds. Oh, actually, Surviving for a lot more seconds. He's fine. Did the Sunstrike not land? Was that not timed properly? I'm gonna stop looking at Moon, actually. I think he's been playing fine while I haven't been looking at him, but now that I'm scrutinizing everything in detail, things don't seem to be going so great. So let's have a look at KP. He seems to be doing just fine. No longer #1 in net worth. JT has taken that over. I was super doubtful of this Faceless Void battle period, but I feel like Lotac just didn't punish him for it at all. I think they really had a timing in this game around the kind of Shadow Blade on... Like, has the Lina found any pickoffs with the Shadow Blade, really? It doesn't really feel like it. And the Lifestealer's been farming, but he's not going to win in a straight-up farm war. So... Ohio had a fantastic early game, but I feel like the ball kind of got fumbled a little bit by the rest of the team once they started getting towards the mid-game. And of course, you know, Ohio is complicit in that as well, but... didn't really press the advantage, and now it seems like Mineski are just en route to win this series. I mean, look at this. Raven just farming Ancients while high ground is about to get pushed. What's going on here? Alright, put some damage on the Void. Sure, get jump in call onto Ohio. JT just wants to focus onto the buildings instead. Have they timed this properly? No, he gets the time walk off, dodging everything. Ohio just getting burned down by the Sunray. KP with another call. Deafening Blast finishes that kill. JT pops the BKB there. Oh, okay, Aegis got... Aegis is being reclaimed. Okay. Fair enough. Warriors working on the tier 3, get the jump in call onto net. Can they focus him down? Just a regular old Sunstrike. Still no Cataclysm just yet. Buyback from Ohio, JT jumping back. Raven waiting to catch them on the way out, but who's actually going to catch who is the question here. Okay, he gets into the creep wave. That's alright. But that is a pretty big cooldown used. So I guess only, what, 40 seconds of Infest. KP's waiting for him to pop out, though. Ooh, thinks about it. Does not end up going for it. They're just going to take the Shrine instead. Chilling out. JT content to keep on farming. I wonder how different this game would have been if they'd picked Bane instead of this Winter Wyvern to deal with some of the Axe shenanigans. Because then Axe probably would have had a little bit less farm, and I mean, the Wyvern's been super useful as well. The Cold Embrace and the Winter's Curse basically won this mid-team fight, so hard to say exactly, but all right. Finally, Cataclysm online, level 21 for Moon. Oop. Lotac smoking out. Looking for their opportunity. They gotta be careful. There's gonna be a blink call potentially, or maybe even a chrono. Are they just gonna leave KP behind? Bebby wants in. He's gonna drop the supernova. Now JT's finally coming over. They've already lost net. Ohio stampeding away. Everybody scattering from Lotac. Moon getting focused on the other side of this fight. He needs to get back to his team, but he's still just running further and further away. Looking for his blink dagger opportunity to get another call from KP. Playing nicely. The Cataclysm now coming through. Finishes off the Lina. JT does get Winter's Curse, but he's going to be okay. Still jumping and looking for more. Void still has the chrono. They buy back on the Winter Wyvern, but it's a 3-man defense against 5. KP can go for another blink call if he wants. There's no Sunstrike follow-up, but so they're just going to focus on the lane of Rax instead. Ohio, nice stomp, but not really going to save the lane of Rax. JT, yellow. What is he doing here? Highlight die just dies to Raven. Okay, nobody able to help him out. High buys back. Raven is now waiting inside of the catapult once again. All right, JT, we're looking for this ultimate. There you go. Nice and easy. Chronosphere jumps out of it to go and hit the Winter Wyvern. Waiting for that supernova stun. Now comes back for Raven. Focusing onto him. He's pretty tanky with all of his armor, but I don't think it's going to be enough. JT jumps past. Now comes back. And that will be it. Ohio GGing out and disconnecting very quickly. He has to be a bit unhappy with the course that this game took. He played really well. He got the first blood on Pylai Die, had a super fast ring of health. His game was looking fantastic, and then they just didn't really continue